relativistic addition of velocity. So how the velocities they add. So consider two frame. One frame is stationary, so that frame is represented by O. Another frame is a moving frame, that is O dash. So there is an observer in the stationary frame, okay, and there is another observer in the moving frame. Agreed? And this moving frame moves at a velocity, say it is moving at a velocity v. Agreed? Now consider inside the moving frame there is a ball, and the ball is traveling inside the moving spaceship with a velocity, say u dash, with a velocity u dash. So can you tell me what velocity, so what is the velocity of this ball that the stationary observer will measure classically? So classically the velocity of the ball as measured by the stationary observer. So where is the ball? You see the ball is inside the moving frame. So consider he measures. So how he will measure? Of course the measurement is u dash, that is the velocity of the ball, plus since the ball is inside the spaceship, so it already has the velocity equal to the velocity of spaceship, so that is v. So what I mean to say is, if a ball is moving at a velocity u dash inside a spaceship which is moving at a velocity v, then the velocity of the ball measured by the observer o dash on the stationary frame is u dash plus v. Agreed? Now we want to see what happens relativistically. Okay, let us see that. So what do you mean by measurement of velocity? Agreed? You see, what is velocity? So velocity is actually the distance covered by the time taken to cover the same distance. So this is the meaning of velocity. Agreed? So consider when the ball is in the moving frame, consider inside the moving frame at time t1. Okay, so I should write t1 dash. At time t1 dash, the ball was at position x1 dash. Agreed? Now at time t2 dash, I mean after some time, the ball is at position say x2 dash. Okay, now these are the only requirement for the calculation of the ball in the moving frame. So can you tell me what is u dash? So what is the velocity of the ball that this observer will calculate? Okay, let me write it down. Agreed? So this is the velocity. So what is the velocity actually measured? So u dash. U dash is the velocity of the ball that the observer inside the spaceship is measuring. So I can say this is the proper velocity of the ball. Okay, because that ball is measured by the observer in the same frame in which the ball is. Now what I want to do is, I want to find the relativistic relation between u dash and u. So I want to find the relativistic relation. See, this is the classical relation between u and u dash. Okay, but here I will calculate the relativistic relation between u and u dash. So let us continue. Now what I want to do here is, I'll just convert x2 dash, x1 dash, t2 dash, t1 dash into x2, x1, t2 and t1 by using Lorentz transformation. So let me write Lorentz transformation for x2. So this is the Lorentz transformation for x2. Similarly, I can write the Lorentz transformation for x1, which will be gamma x1 minus v t1. Agreed? So before continuing and writing the t1 and t2 transformation, can you tell me what x1 and x2 here mean? Here x1 is the coordinate of the ball that this observer measures. Okay, the stationary observer sees that at time t1 the ball was at x1, and stationary observer says that at time t2 he saw the ball to be at position x2. Okay, this is the coordinates that the stationary observer measure. So for this observer, what is the velocity that he measures? The velocity of the ball that he measures will be obviously u, which is equals to x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. It's quite logical. Okay, so these are all classical stuff, but the way x1 x dash these are related, this is not classical. Similarly, I can write the transformation of t2 dash. So how can I write? So there will be a gamma factor. Okay, so when you convert into t2, you'll get what? T2 minus v x2 by c square. So this is the conversion of t2 dash, and then I can write for t1 dash. Now the next step, I'll be skipping some step. What you can do is you need to do some simple algebra, and you will find that the next step goes like this. Okay, this is what I find. Now what you do is you do take t2 minus t1 common in the numerator and in the denominator. Then you will find in this part you will be left with x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. So let me write down. So if you take t2 minus t1 common in both numerator and denominator, you find. So I've written it down. Now can you tell me what is x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1? So as I've said earlier, so x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1 is the velocity of this ball that this observer calculates. Agreed? So this will be u minus v divided by 1 minus u v by c square. Okay, so this is the thing. So what we have got here? Okay, let me write this. So if I can write here on the left hand side, so u dash is the velocity of the ball that the moving observer or the person who is near the ball in the o dash frame observes. U is the velocity of the ball that the observer in the stationary frame observe. And how u and u dash are related? This is the relation 1 minus uv by c square. Okay, so let me give you a quick idea behind what this formula actually says. So this formula compared to this formula, okay, so in classically how u and u dash are related? Classically u dash is u minus v. Agreed? But relativistically u dash is not only u minus v, but there is an extra factor of 1 minus uv by c square in the denominator. So this is relativistic addition of velocities. So things don't add like classical addition. Classical addition was very easy, but in relativistic addition you have an extra factor of 1 minus uv by c square in the denominator. Similarly, you can follow the same argument and you can write one more relation between u and u dash as, so this is another formula. Agreed? So these are the two fundamental formulas for relativistic addition of velocities. Now to have a clear idea and a difference between the relativistic addition and the classical velocity addition, let us solve an example. Okay, the example says consider this is a stationary frame O and this is a frame O dash. Okay, say the O dash is a spaceship and say O dash moves with a velocity half c. Okay, so what is half c? Half c is the velocity with which O dash move. So I mean to say that my v here is half c. Now consider inside the spaceship there is a ball and the ball is moving inside the spaceship with a velocity say half c. Agreed? So what is the velocity of the ball? So actually we are given u dash, that is the velocity of the ball as measured by the frame O dash, that is half c. Now classically what is the velocity of the ball as measured by O dash frame? The velocity of the ball will be half c, that is the velocity of the ball plus the velocity of the frame. So this is a logical relativistic this is a logical classical addition that you can understand by using classical Newtonian mechanics. So the answer will be C. So if the frame is moving at a velocity half c, it is like, consider this is a train. In this train, consider the train is moving at velocity half c, and inside some boy is running at a velocity half c. Then for this particular frame, what is the velocity of the boy? Obviously it is this half c added with this half c. Okay, so this is the classical calculation. So classical calculation says that the velocity of the ball inside the o dash frame should be c, but this does not happen relativistically. Now relativity says that you need to use this formula because you are calculating the velocity as measured by the O frame. So what is U? So U is, so what is U dash? Half C. So what is the velocity of U dash is the velocity of the ball, that is half C. What is the velocity of spaceship now? That is half C. Okay, divided by 1 minus. So what is U dash? Half C, and V dash is also half C. So we'll get 1 by 4 and C square by C square. Agreed. So what is the final result? The answer is 4 by 5 C. So that's quite interesting. So this might go beyond our logic, but this is what happens at high velocity. At higher velocities, like velocity very close to the velocity of c, the addition of velocity is no more classical, but it is relativistic. So in relativity, half plus half is not 1, but half plus half is 4 by 5. So this is the relativistic addition. So this person, the observer, the stationary observer, finds that the ball is moving inside the spaceship with a velocity 4 by 5 c. So what is the real velocity of the ball? The real velocity of the ball is measured by the O dash frame. So since O dash frame is inside, so O dash frame means the observer who is inside the spaceship. So this person says that the velocity of the ball is half c, but this person who is in the stationary frame, he says that the velocity of the ball is not half c, but I can see the velocity of the ball as 4 by 5 c. So this is how relativistic addition happen. Let us try to derive the same formula. So let us try to derive these two formulas in a very simple manner, in a different way. Okay, so let us see how to derive. Okay, so we want to derive this particular formula. So the formula that you see here. Okay, we want to derive this formula. Now can you tell me what will be u dash? U dash is velocity, so it will be obviously rate of change of dx dash by dt dash. So I'm just doing simple mathematics. Okay, so this is a logical thing to say. Now can you tell me what u will be? So u is the velocity seen by the observer in the stationary frame. So I need to use the stationary coordinates. So what are the coordinates? Dx by dt. Agreed. Now the transformation, remember the transformation. So what is x dash? X dash is gamma x minus vt. So what can you tell me what will be dx dash? So dx dash will be gamma. Okay, so this will become dx, since v is constant, so this will become dt. Now can you tell me what is t dash? So t dash is equals to gamma t minus u v. So what will be t dash? T dash is t minus v x by c square. So this is my t dash. So can you tell me what will be dt dash? So d t dash will be gamma. So this will be dt, since v by c square is constant. So this will be v by c square into dx. Now what you need to do is plug this and this into this. So what will happen? A very simple derivation. You see that u dash can be written as, so agreed. So what you need to do is take dt common from the denominator and numerator. So you'll be left with dx by dt minus v divided by 1 minus, you'll have v by c square into dx by dt. Now can you tell me what is dx by dt? Dx by dt is the velocity that is measured by the stationary frame, that is u. So what will be my u dash? So u dash is u minus v divided by 1 minus uv by c square. So this is just another completely mathematical derivation of the same relativistic velocity addition formula. Agreed? So now try to understand one thing. The entire derivation is done considering that all the motions are happening along the x-axis. Okay, and remember that if any transformation along y-axis and along z-axis will simply not happen. So so now consider everything in 3D. We'll do some mathematics in 3D. Now can you tell me in 3D what will be my, so so any velocity u, so u is the velocity of the ball, so this u will have three components in 3D: ux, uy and uz. So u is the velocity of the ball calculated by the stationary observer. Similarly, u dash is the velocity of the ball calculated by the moving frame. So in 3D it will have three components: ux dash, uy dash and uz dash. Now in the previous example I related ux and ux dash. Okay, because in the previous example those u and u, so these are all in x-axis. Remember, this formula is in x-axis. So what was the formula? The formula said that ux dash will be ux minus v divided by 1 minus ux v by c square. So this is the formula that will be same as the previous formula. But now what will be uy dash? So uy dash can be written as dy dash divided by dt dash. Agreed? You must agree on this part with me. Now relativistically there is no Lorentz transformation along y dash, so dy dash will be same as dy. So when you go from the moving observer to stationary observer, only the Lorentz transformation exists in x direction in which the observer is moving. Since there is no motion of the spaceship in y or in z direction, so dy will be same. But inside the spaceship the ball is moving at a particular velocity u dash that can have three components: ux, uy and uz. So remember that, so ball is moving in a particular direction which is not in the x-axis, but the spaceship that contains the ball is moving along x-axis. Hence there is no change in the dy coordinate. So what will be dt? Yes, my dt will be different. So remember from the last lecture, dt will be gamma, dt dash will be gamma dt minus v dx by c square. Agreed? So remember one thing, what you need to do, take dt common in the denominator, so you will get dy by dt in the numerator. Okay, and in the denominator you will be left with gamma 1 minus v by c square. You will be left with dx by dt. Agreed? So what will be my u, how is my u y dash related to uy? So uy dash is uy, so dy by dt is the uy component of the ball's velocity divided by gamma 1 minus v uy. Oh, v, so this will be ux actually, ux by c square. Yes, this looks weird, but this is true. So only if you solve some problems related to this, you'll understand. Similarly, you can calculate uz. So how uz will be related? You'll find that uz will be related with the uz dash will be related to uz via this formula, which is same as the previous one. This 1 minus v ux by c square. So this is what this is the velocity in 3D. Now let us calculate the magnitude. Okay, so what will be the magnitude of u velocity? The magnitude of u velocity will be equals to root over of ux square plus u y square and uz square. Okay, now can you tell me what is the magnitude of u dash? So the magnitude of u dash can be written as root over of, can be written as like this. Now what you need to do, if you want to find u dash, okay, in terms of ux ui uz, you need to put the ux here, you need to put the uz here, and you need to put the ui here. So that's a bit complicated one, and that will fetch you your u dash in terms of u and v. Okay, so it's a simple algebra and nothing else. So this is an interesting case. Agreed. Now let us look at an interesting example of the same formula. Okay, small mistake, so this will be plus. Okay, just a minor mistake in the plus and minus sign. Okay, now this example says that consider a spaceship moving with a velocity c and consider a ball moving with a velocity c inside the spaceship. Now classically, if this observer measures the velocity of the ball, he will say that the velocity of the ball should be 2c, but this is not true. Okay, as I said, relativity said nothing can move faster than speed of light. So what is the actual velocity of the ball as measured by this frame? So let us calculate. So what will be u? So u will be, so what is u dash? C plus what is v? That is also c divided by 1 plus what is u dash? What is v? This both are c square by c square. And you see that on evaluation of this, you will find that he calculates the velocity of the ball is c. Amazing, amazing. So this formula incorporates the fundamental postulate of relativity, that whatever be the velocity of the frame or velocity of light, any observer will always measure the velocity of light as c. So when I say the ball is moving at c, I mean this is a light. This is a light beam moving at a velocity c. So this mathematical relativistic addition formula incorporates the fundamental postulate of relativity, that nothing can move faster than speed of light, whatever the reason is. Agreed. So this ends your relativistic addition. In the next lecture, we will find a relation between energy. So the famous relation, remember, E is equals to mc square. Okay, so we'll try to understand what this E equals to mc square actually means. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll do it.